defined name system forwarder. So you can see when the query is received by the DNS server. So the DNS is nothing but servers. There are many services used in every software companies to transfer the information one company to another company. So that's why query is the SQL and the RDBMS is the nowadays where many of companies is used. So DNS is nothing but server. It is nothing but server, that is the receiving end. So it resolves the using the cache, and if the DNS server is not able to resolve the request, it forwards it to another DNS server. If the forwarder is not available, it tries to resolve the query using to root hint. So there are the many terminologies and concepts in SQL and RDBMS. You can learn. Okay, who are CSE and IT students, mainly you can learn. Okay, EEE and EC students are mainly concentrate about data structures and algorithms. So that is the enough for technical interview in Capgemini. So, and the next question, 40th question, what is the golden ratio? So this is the question asking for 2 years back, but depends upon interviewer. This type of questions also coming. So what is the golden ratio? Any two consecutive one after the other Fibonacci numbers have the ratio that is a very close to golden ratio, which is equal to 1.618034 approx, and these are the examples, right? You can see how to swap two numbers without using the temporary variable. So you can take x is equals to 10 and the x is equals to 5. So you can add those numbers, that is the x is equals to x plus 5, that is the 15, and the y is equals to x minus 5. You can see x is equals to 5. So x is equals to x minus 5 is nothing but, so you can say just you can take two numbers. The logic is addition and subtraction. Then again you are swapping to x is equal x. You are swapping to x is equals to 5. Then y is equals to 10. After swapping, the output is x is equals to 5 and the y is equals to 10. So, and the next question, check given number is prime or not. Then you can go and search the Google, and you can practice these example also. So guys, and the remaining questions is asking for data structures and algorithms basics. So mainly EEE and EC and IT students are concentrated about data structures and algorithms concept. So definitely you will crack the technical interview, so don't worry. So all the best guys who are preparing for interview. So second question, what are the different indexes used in SQL server? So what are the difference between them? So there are four types of index: clustered index and non-clustered and filtered and column store index. So SQL is the major part of technical interview, mainly CSE and IT students. So you can prepare SQL concept and RDBMS concept also. So clustered index. So clustered index and sort and store rows and data in a table view based on their fundamental values. So non-clustered index is nothing but structure, okay, which is separated from data rows to unique index. So these are the definitions: clustered index, non-clustered, filtered index, and column store index. So second question is complete. So name 4 storage classes available in C. So what are the classes, storage classes available in C? So register, auto, extra, and static. These are the 4 storage classes available in C. Third question is completed. And the fourth question, explain static variable. So what is a static variable? It is a access specifier. The value of static variable does not change during the execution of the program. So if the program is okay during the execution of the program, but static variable does not change. So that is the major point in static variable. you can explain short and clear, right? So fourth question is completed. So what does SQL stands for, and that gives some advantages of SQL. So structured query language. So what are the advantages? So okay, this language is portable. SQL is a high speed language. This type of language does not require to code it. Okay, SQL is does not require to code it. Mainly remember this point. Okay, it consists of standards that are well defined, and SQL is a language that has a interactive feature. So fifth question is completed, guys. And the CSE and IT students mainly concentrate about SQL concept and RDBMS concept. Don't forget to learn SQL and RDBMS concept before going to technical interview for Capgemini. So give example of some reserved words in Java. What are the reserved words in Java? You can see abstract, asset, boolean, break, byte, case, catch, char, class, continue. So these are the reserved words. If you want to learn more reserved words, and you can go and search on Google. And the seventh question, write a program, decide whether input year is a leap year or not. Then you can first you can choose your language, programming language, whether Python, Java, C, C++, any language. You can write a program and you can explain your logic, what you think. Then you can explain your logic interior, right? So here in the input of please enter your enter the year number you wish, and year modulation 400, and these are the programming logic. You can learn Google now, and also I will share this PPT in Telegram group. You can practice this programming example before going to interview. So seventh question is completed. Seventh question is write a program to decide whether input year is a leap year or not. So you can see, please enter your enter the year. Okay, I'm entering 1200. So 1200 is a leap year. So I'm entering 1300. 1300 is not a leap year. So that's it. Seventh question. So eighth question. So what is the encapsulation in OOPS concept? So encapsulation is a building of a data along with the methods of operate on that data into a single unit. Okay, combine. You can see classes. So right, okay, you can see classes and variables and method. These all are in single unit. That is the encapsulation. So in OOPS concept, you can see many programming languages use encapsulation frequently in the form of classes, right? So you can remember this definition, this explanation, right? So, and the ninth question, explain difference between the C and C++. So what are the difference between the C and C++? C++ has a class concept. C did not have a class concept, right? And the second point, C++ does not support function overloading concept. And in C programming, we use various functions and a printf for input and output. So, and the C++ supports the expectations handling, and C does not support exception handling. So these are the difference between the C and C++. Then you can what you are remember points, then you can explain interviewer. So, and the next question, write a programming to the Fibonacci series, and you can see this program, and before going to interview, then you can practice this programming logic. Then you can explain it, then you can explain to interviewer, right? So 10th question is done, and the output is 34, and you can practice this program in any language, Python, Java, C, C++. So 11th question, explain the concept of tree. So what is a tree? You can see tree is an abstract data type. So in the types of trees is nothing but binary tree, linear, and some nodes also there, right? In order, pre-order, post-order, this type of concepts also coming under this topic. So it represents the nodes which are connected by edges. You can see, I'm already told you in previous video, root node and the left root node and the right root node in order pre order post order. And I hope everyone, I hope past videos I'm explaining in order, pre order and post order. So you can see that the node concept is under that tree also. Okay, so 11th question is done. You can see 12th question, explain memory alignment. And in a data structure, memory alignment is a method to arrange the data and access the memory block. You can remember this. So how many types of recursions are there in C? So there are mainly six types of recursions: linear recursion, trail recursion, binary recursion, and the fourth one is exponential recursion and nested recursion, and the sixth one is mutual recursion. So these are the types of recursions there in C. 13th question is completed. And 14th question, what define polymorphism? So polymorphism is a concept used in UPSCON, object oriented programming language. So polymorphism allows you to perform a single action in different ways. Okay, polymorphism is a perform single action in different ways. That is the polymorphism. Then you can remember this point. So name the basic principles of UPS concept. So abstraction, inheritance, encapsulation, and polymorphism, right? So, and the 16th question, what is the SDLC? So SDLC is a major repeated question in every interviews like Capgemini, okay, Menti, and high packages jobs like Infosys, DSC and SP roles. So there are many companies asking for what is the SDLC because of software development life cycle or application. Because after clearing your interview, then you can join company. So mainly your work is debugging the codes and the spotting the find out the error in the codes. So that's why software development lifecycle or application, this is a major part in every company. So this process contains 4 phases: planning, creating, and testing, and developing. So you can see first in every project, first is planning and the create the content, and then the content is correct or not, or any mistakes in content, though that is the testing. So 5th one is deploying, executing, right? So this is the SDLC, software development lifecycle or application. So 16th question is completed. So explain the compiler and the interpreter. So what is a compiler? So a compiler is a program that processes the code written C and convert into the machine language. So that is the converted into the programming language to the machine language, that is the compiler. And the interpreter is a program that is directly execute the C code without compiling into a machine language. So you can remember this compiler and interpreter concept also. So how many types of recursions are there in C? I think we are already see this. Okay, I think already completed. So what do you mean by debugger? So a debugger is a computer program. It is used to debug and test other programs. So yeah, I'm already told you in this question, SDLC question. So that is the major part, debugger. A debugger is a computer program. It is used to debug and test the other programs. And the next, okay, and the next question, explain conditional statements. So what are the conditional statements? If condition, else condition, if else condition. So there are many types of condition statements is there. So you can learn before going to interview. So what are the difference between the primary key and secondary key? This is the mainly repeated question in Capgemini. Okay, in previous year many of times this question is asking what is the primary key and secondary key. In SQL concept, you can see user ID is the primary key. What is the account user account number, name, and email ID is the secondary key. Okay, you can see this is explanation table. So you can see, and you can see main difference between the primary key and secondary key. key that is selected identifying each tuple in a table uniquely is termed as a primary key. Primary key. A key that is not selected identifying rows even through the capable determining the tuples. Unlikely tables are termed as a secondary key. So you can practice. Okay, you can remember what is the primary key and secondary key. So user ID is the primary key and the secondary key is account number and the name and email is the secondary keys. So you can remember real-time example, right? So 21 question is completed. How to print an address? Percentile P. Easy question. So what is an array? Array is a data structures which contain a similar elements. That is a necessary condition to use an array is that all array elements should have the same data type. Yeah. So what is a pointer? A variable which stores the address of a value located in the memory is called a pointer. Pointer also important. So what is the primary difference between the C and Java? So what is the difference between the C and Java? So primary difference is to that Java is an object programming language and the C is the procedural programming language. You can remember object oriented programming, procedural programming language. So and the next question, explain the function overloading concept. So what is the function overloading concept? So it is a feature of C that allows you create a more than one function with a similar name. So functions can be identified using their parameters. Yeah, C++ allows you create more than one function with a similar name. Yeah, this is the overloading concept in C++. Function overloading concept. So can you compile Java programming in Notepad? Illustrate with an example. Okay. Yes. So interviewer asking, can you compile Java programming in Notepad? Yes, sir. That is the using a plugin called npp exec, right? So we can compile Java program in Notepad for sure, right? So you can compile and run Java programming using Notepad++. Then you can answer short and clear, sir. We are using plugin called npp exec keyword. Then we are using Notepad++, sir. That's it. This question is completed. And what is a normalization in SQL and what are its benefits? So you can see normalization is nothing but break down data structures into two-dimensional tables. You can see there are the many types of forms: unnormalized data and first normal form, and the second normal form, and the third normal form. And the unnormalized data is nothing but records and contain repeating groups and not all elements depends on single key, right? And the first normal form records with no repeating groups. So these are the concept in SQL concept. These type of questions is mainly asking for CSE and IT students. So and the next question, 29th question, how can you reuse the code written in a C++ programming language? You can use inheritance technique to reuse code. Inheritance concept is the user to code reuse. So that is the 29th question answer. So in C programming language, which pointer would use to implement a heterogeneous linked list? So heterogeneous linked list, that is the name suggests, hold different data types. As a result, it is not possible to use ordinary points here. So void pointers are normally used in such a scenario, then since they are capable of pointing to any type of value. This is the main point, capable of pointing to any type of value. So which is the fastest sorting algorithm available? So there are the many types of sorting algorithms: merge sort, quick sort, bubble sort, and the more linear sort also there. So out of this we can't pick one specific algorithm which is objectively the fastest, since their performance varies greatly based on their input data, the reaction after the algorithm has processed the data, and how it is stored. Yeah, we can't mention which this sorting is the fastest, and this quick sort is the fastest, and bubble sort is fastest. Depends upon algorithm, specific algorithm. Sorting algorithm is fastest and useful. So 31st question is completed, and the 32, how does Prim's algorithm find the spanning tree? So Prim's algorithm works by considering the nodes as a single trees. Okay, I'm already told you root node and the left subtree and the right subtree, right? So you can see I can. Okay, next question is the spanning tree is there. So you can I told you what is the spanning tree, like that. So then it keeps the adding a new nodes to the spanning tree. Wow, what is a give? So if you know given spanning tree is there, then you can, and this Prim's algorithm is adding in new nodes and converted to the required spanning tree, right? So that is the Prim's algorithm to find the spanning tree. So what is the minimum spanning tree? You can see minimum spanning tree is the in weights of graphs, and the trees have a minimum weight, but they span across all vertices. Yeah, I'm already, yeah. Root node is there. You can see root node is there, left subtree and right subtree. Then you can join these left subtree, root node and right subtree. Then you can find out unwanted edges, that so you can finally got the minimum spanning tree. Depends upon weights. So 33rd question is completed. So what is the recursive function? A recursive function call itself back or directly calls a function that calls it, right? So every recursive function has some basic criteria following which function stops calling itself. So that is the recursive function. So, and the next question, what do you understand about the graph data structures? Graph data structures can be defined as an order of set. You can see vertices. Okay, V represents the set of vertices and E represents the edges that form the connections. Vertices and the edges is form the connections, and the basically a graph. Sorry. Okay. So basically a graph can be thought as a cyclic tree, and the way the nodes can maintain complex relationships between them, and the not just parent-child relationships. So, okay, what you can learn. So who are knows the data structures and algorithms concept. Most people have easy to crack technical interview in this game, in this Capgemini. So you can learn. So what is the graph data structure is a easy vertex combine of vertices and edges to form the connections. So, and the next question, what is a DQ? Yeah, double-ended queue. Double-ended queue or DQ is an order of set of elements facilitates insertion and deletion from the both ends and the rear and front. So queue, I think everyone knows queue is the last in first out, right? As a result of okay, sorry, queue is the FIFO pattern, right? Yeah, whatever it may be, insertion element and deletion the element, insertion and deletion, and rear and front, these terminologies same. So as a result of which this is even more flexible than the queue data structure. You can see NQ, and the back side is element is insertion, and the front side is element is deletion. So that is the DQ per DQ purpose, and that's it. 36th question. So, and the next question, what is a null pointer? What is a null pointer? A null pointer is often used to indicate the pointer doesn't point to a valid location. So if the point is does not valid location, that pointer is nothing but null pointer, right? Is in an ideal situation, we should initialize pointers as a null if you are not aware of their value at the time of declaration. So also a pointer must be